The good thing is that we are improving. Now we can win with 10 players, you know. So.
This, my dear friends, is a symbol for success.
They don't forget the people that give them happiness, and it happened when I came here with United, when I came here with Inter, it happened.
Champions League results, including the one between Chelsea and Benfica, which Chelsea won 1-0. But first of all, let's go out to Stamford Bridge and join Mark Cucurella, who is live with the show.
La Cucurella! ¿Cómo estás, mi amigo?
Very good, thank you.
Big win for you tonight after some indifferent results there.
Yeah, very important for us. I think was the first game at home after a long time without play Champions League. I think it was important for us to win confidence and then for the fans as well to create a good environment because on Saturday we have another important game.
Mark, how's it been for you with so many young defenders alongside you? You've almost been the leader, the elder statesman in that back four. Have you had to take on a lot more responsibility in the last few weeks? Has that message come from the manager?
Well, I think so. I try to help my teammates. I know it's difficult play for a big club, and then if you are a young player, maybe you don't have this experience. But I think we have a lot of quality. Maybe we need to win a bit of confidence or to believe more in our qualities. I think we are doing maybe silly mistakes, but we are here to learn, to improving, and every game is a new opportunity.
Mark, I don't know if you know, but my team, Liverpool, lost tonight, so I'm not very happy. And you are playing them on Saturday. What are you thinking about the game? You confident?
Yeah, I think so. I think Liverpool is a big team, but I think we play at home. We have a good opportunity. We came with a tough result last game, and I think we have a big opportunity to win 3 points before the international break.
Mark, it's Thierry. Enhorabuena por el partido. I wanted to ask you a question. Is it important, which I think it is for me, but I'm asking you, the boss always is changing the back four. Does it bother you or not?
Well, I think the manager always try to make the best lineup, depends of the system that he gonna play. I think we need to be ready. It's not excuse. We are here and we try to be always ready when the moment arrives. And I think for different reasons we are having a lot of changes, but I think we have the quality and it's not excuse. We need to perform every game, and on Saturday we have a good opportunity.
Well, good luck for that game. But I need to ask you about something different. You know, we talk about trims on this show a lot, but your hair stands out. It's magnifique, eh?
Magnifique, you said.
Style, yeah? Anything else coming soon? I'd like to see it blonde again. Blonde was nice.
Was difficult. We need to win something. If we can something, we can thinking about it.
Mark, Micah Richards tells me your haircut and hairstyle is his favourite in the Premier League.
Yes, it is.
Thank you for the love.
Mark, so good to see you. Congratulations. Thanks very much.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Good night.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, then. Was that true, by the way?
I just made it up. But you know what? I think in the Premier League, I think he's had his hair pulled a few times, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has, yeah.
And people have been, I think people just can't help but just pull it. It's just there. It needs to be pulled, doesn't it?
Okay.
Romero, wasn't it?
Yeah, good shout, Jamie.
Challenge. How much did they need this result, and how happy are you with the performance of your team?
Yeah, we need for sure the win, the 3 points, for different reasons. I think first half we controlled the game, we scored the goal, we create more chances, and we didn't concede nothing unless 2-3 transition, that is normal. And then second half, for different reasons, we drop. I think we have some players inside the pitch that unfortunately are not 100%. But they are playing because we have 7-8 players out. But also I think it was good to win tonight. In any case, even if sometimes you need to learn to win in an ugly way, like the last minutes of the game.
Simon.
Hi, how frustrating is it that we talked about sort of red cards, that once again there's another red card, and does that sort of again limit your striking options for Ajax?
Yeah. Yeah, at least we learn how to win a game with the red card. That was the first one. Anyway, was just 2-3 minutes to play. And now we have Tariq play as a 9 tonight. We have Gio on the bench that can play as a 9. Now we have time before Ajax game. But yeah, as you said, unfortunately another red card that we need to avoid.
Gary?
Have you spoken to the players? Can you give us some insight what you said to them about picking up red cards? This is obviously 3 now in 4 games, and Pedro Neto said the players have spoken to each other about it. What have you said to them about it?
Yeah, I always like to see 1v1. I think Newcastle and Flamengo red card, they were for bad action. Then Sanchez is not for bad action, it's just because he wants to defend the goal. Chalobah is because he wants to defend the goal. And tonight, I think the second yellow card, Joao not even touch the other player, but the dynamic of the action is dangerous one. So for me personally, there is not any concern or any issue in behind. It's just a moment that probably you need to take a different reason and avoid, for instance, Robert foul after 2-3 minutes, or even the other day against Brighton, 15 minutes, we were 1-0 up. Sometimes it's better to concede the goal or the chance, because then it's 11-11, you have 40 more minutes. So for me personally, there is not any problem behind.
Jack?
So on top of the red cards, you also mentioned you've got a lot of players that aren't 100% fit, struggling with a bit of fatigue or injury. How hard is it at this point in the season to get any sort of rhythm together as a team when you've had to change so much? Yeah,
very difficult, very hard, very difficult. Again, because the ones that they play, there is a big risk that they can get injury, because they are the ones that they are playing a lot. For instance, we lost from Brighton André Santos, that will be out until after the international break, and we have 7-8 players out, unfortunately for us in this moment. So it's difficult, you know, because also we struggle to repeat the same 11, but it's what it is. We need to adapt, and we try to win games. That's why it was so important tonight to win, and also was the other day important, but unfortunately we didn't win. Now we focus on Saturday.
Matt?
Enzo, talking about all the problems with the injured players and the amount of games and the schedule, how important is it to try and get top 8 to avoid those 2 extra games? Is that your target in this league phase?
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, the target is to continue the next stage, but if we are able to finish top 4, that is very good for us. Now, you know, we have 6 more games. We see if we are able to recover also players, that for us is so important. But now the focus is more for Saturday game. Then we have the international break that we are waiting, because we can have players back. You see tonight Benoit play, Bayashili, he was very good. So if we are able to recover players, is what we need.
Jacob?
Enzo, is it encouraging that you've seen tonight Garnacho make an impact with goal? Obviously he's not started much for you so far.
Yeah. Tonight we start with Garna, that probably was the first game that he start. Tai as a 9, that we know that he's not a 9. Facu, Buonanotte, play an important role tonight. So that's why for me tonight it's a nice feeling that was important to win for different reasons. Injury players that they are new with us. Garna was very good. I think Gittens also he tried in the last 20 minutes when he was inside, and both they're going to be better and better game after game.
Okay guys, we'll end it there.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good evening, Jose Mourinho. Can you make an analysis of this game, and then I'm going to ask you, what are your lessons from the future after today? My analysis is the same as everyone. I did TV for France, England, Portugal, Italy, and every 5 countries, the 5 journalists that I did interview, they started in the same way, saying that Benfica did a great game. I think so. I said to the players, because that's also my mindset. Well, a defeat is always a defeat. If we lose and we play awful, it's different than a defeat when you play well. We did play well. However, this does not translate into points. There's different ways to lose. The way that we lost today here, he cannot be an attack to our trust, to our growth. On the contrary, he can be the foundation of a build-up. Chelsea is undoubtedly the best team of the 4 that I've played since I'm a manager of Benfica. With all due respect, better than Rio Ave, Gil Vicente, better than Aves. And this is the best game that Benfica did perform. Benfica did a consistent game, solid. It was balanced, tactically wise, emotionally wise. We did create chances. We had some different and good positive ways of releasing the pressure. We played versus a tough team. They have individual qualities. They have different tactical schemes, especially attacking wise. So I believe that Benfica had a very positive game. We are frustrated with the final result, with the defeat. However, I think that this is a foundation for an important build-up for the future.
Something from that game?
Yes, no doubts. We started well, we controlled well, we had, I don't know if I can say big chances, but we had chances for sure. The goal is probably the only little mistake that we made defensively. I think Rios and the ditch, they both closed the same area, and they left Garnacho wide to put the ball on the face of the goal. But even so, the team was very stable, was very confident, and was permanently pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing. In the last period, I've tried to play fresh people. I tried to play a second striker. I tried to play a new left winger. I saw Malo Gusto in difficulties, but then Maresca has Malo Gusto in difficulty. He changed for a better player than Malo Gusto. This is Chelsea squad that allows them to do that. But I'm there for 10 days. I played 4 matches in 10 days, so everything was travel, play, recover, travel and play. Not much development training. But today I'm really happy. 2 days ago I was happy with the victory, but today the performance I liked very much.
No points to take home, but a memory, a lovely reception as you expected from the Chelsea fans.
Yeah, but I don't feed myself with these memories. I feed myself with victories and results. Of course, I thank them. I did it on the pitch. Of course, I was focused on the game, but you have always a little bit of the sound. And of course, I thank them. You know, I live around, and when I am in London, I meet them every day on the street. I know that is going to be a relation forever. Hopefully I come back here in 20 years with my grandkids, and they belong to my history and I belong to their history.
José Mourinho, boa noite. Henrique Mateus, da TV da CNN Portugal.
My question, what can you take as positives from tonight, and what can you learn from it for the future? Starting from the guest match versus Porto. Well, we must score. If we don't score, we don't win. We spoke about it whilst we prepared the game. We spoke about the situation. In order to win here, you must be defensive, you must be solid, you must be well balanced. You cannot allow the game to flow so much, because they are very rapid. They are more rapid in the bench. They changed Garnacho, they put Gittens and so on. So it was important, everything. We had to score, we didn't. We had our chances. I still didn't see on the screen. I'm not sure if it's big or small, but at least I can say that we had chances. We had a good ball control. We did release well from the pressure from Chelsea. We did play inside, in the middle. And then we tried to put refresh energy. Sheldrup on the left, Ivanovic on the right side. He struggles to play on the wing, but I had to take off Luke Bakio, and I was thinking about someone fresh, even though if it's not the natural position, but I thought that a fresh player would bring something new. Our players, they were excellent, because 3 midfielders with yellow cards in the game, mainly with counter-attacks, is very difficult to play with 3 players with yellow cards. I did take off 1, and I remained 2. And Barreiro was my risking substitution to try the counter-attack. We did try to win the game. We must score. However, I don't want to say senseless things, but in my opinion, João Pedro, he should be excluded before. I think in that situation versus Otamendi, when you have a yellow card, you should not even risk to take that action. I think if he had a red card in that possibility, that would not be surprised. And if they were strong at that moment, if they were versus 11 and with 10 men, well, you did see what happened in the last game versus Brighton. However, I'm not too sure what I'm saying about this situation of João Pedro with Otamendi.
Came here. How much is your desire, how great is your desire to still win matches, to still achieve things? You came here and won everything, virtually. You've won everything in your career. For you, how great is that desire, that determination?
It's bigger. It's bigger. It's bigger because when I come, nobody was waiting for anything from me. You remember, lots of question marks. Is he going to do it? Not to do it? My career took me to a position where everybody thinks that I have magic to make things happen. I left Man United after winning things. I left Tottenham after taking the club to a final. I left Roma after 2 European finals, because with me it's never enough. It's never enough. So if I am in the job, it's because I like to put myself on the line every day. I have fantastic family, but they know how I am, and they push me outside. They know that I need to work, so I'm desperate to win the next match. That's the nature of the thing.
Good evening, Mourinho. Before the match, you said that you would be here chasing points. Despite the results, despite the performance, you are not winning today. Considering the next couple of games, the fixtures, the opponents are superior to Benfica, what are your expectations about chances of Benfica to qualify for the next phase? And another question, I'm not sure if it was last game or two games ago, you said Barreiro looks like the granddad in the bench. So for games of this dimension, do you believe that players, your team need more experienced players that can bring something new to the game? I think if you have a bench with lots of youngsters, has its advantages. It has its challenges, and all big players at some point, they were young. I'm always happy to put youngsters to play. However, your question has a logic. Like I said, Malo Gusto was struggling, and Rhys James came on. Garnacho was struggling, and then they did switch on to Gittins. We were a bit limited. Of course, if you had Ba, Manu, we can say two players that are potentially likely to be able to play. They provide a different balance. Now we are starting October, 3 months of the season. So think about the market to help the group. It's not the manager to think. The manager should think in what is its mission. And we have young players, we have players with capacity. About the other question, the draw was quite tough for Benfica. We had 3 points that was a must-win game versus Karabakh. The first game we lost, and now we are in a position of 2 games, 0 points. The next game is yet again as a away game against a Premier League team with great potential. And then yes, you are right. Well, you are not totally right, because you said teams much better than Benfica. And well, one thing is the potential of the team, and a different thing is the fantastic potential of Newcastle, Napoli, Real Madrid, all these teams that we will expect to play. However, today we played versus a great team, and Chelsea was not even better, far better. I think the game was absolutely divided. We played on Chelsea's eyes. If we increase our confidence levels and with hard work, I believe that we can compete versus any team. We lost 6 points. To think about direct qualification, I believe is extremely hard. However, let's go match after match, point after point, and we'll see what we can achieve to qualify or not. And I believe that we can actually qualify.
Positions and scoring goals tonight.
Desculpe, foi em inglês ou em português que ele fez a pergunta?
Em inglês.
Do you speak in English?
Yes.
Can you a little bit louder, please?
Did Benfica feel the absence of Kerem Aktürkoğlu?
The mic, please.
Sorry. Did Benfica feel the absence of Kerem Aktürkoğlu in terms of position and scoring goals tonight?
No, but Kerem is not here anymore. No, Benfica did a good job to bring Luka Bakio. Luka Bakio is a good player. Luka Bakio, no pre-season, injured, important injury in the calf. Is the second game plus some minutes. He's coming. Today had a difficult match against a player that is very aggressive and very fast defending. Cucurella is really a tough opponent, but Luka Bakio is a good player. So forget Aktürkoğlu.
Boa noite, José Mourinho.
Good evening, José Mourinho. After Gil Vicente match, you stated that the team was exhausted, and for that purpose, that would lose their identity. The players, what they did today, you see, this is a proof of personality, and maybe you are more confident for the future. I think so. The difference between 2-3 days is fundamental. If you play a game or 2 games, 2 days, 2 days of resting, it's no drama. However, when it's a cycle of 4 games without 2 games of resting, well, it's not me saying it. Experts, scientifically wise, it's proven. It's tough. It's tiring. So when you start to play under the fatigue, it's not the best, and this is happening to us. So we had 3 days to recover, and this provided a different freshness for this game tonight. We had a fantastic support from our fans. We really felt the support. And you know, Stamford Bridge is a traditional stadium. We didn't hear that much Chelsea fans, and Benfica managed to create, even from outside to the pitch, so the players felt comfortable to play here. And you did see how the game did develop. I think that we must for sure increase the confidence levels. Even Rios, who was unlucky to score this on goal, I start to understand him a bit better. He's a player that when he goes deeper, he has a lot of quality in short spaces, small spaces. He needs space to play. He's a player that goes to the attack. Is someone that is able to go and finish at the other box. Is good at recovering balls. However, he's been criticized because of the number that he has on his jersey, the amount of money that he did cost. The three midfielders, they had yellow cards. I think today was a proof of capacity. They played well. I cannot say that I'm happy because we will have 0 points. However, I can take some positives from today. Good evening, Rafael Soares. I'm not sure if you agree. Maybe it's the best game of Benfica since your arrival. When Bujalaze was, maybe Benfica was more comfortable to play when he's not favorite. Do you believe in this logic? Do you agree with this idea that Benfica is more comfortable in this kind of games? And rapidly, I want to ask you, do you know anything about Antonio Silva since he came off injured? Antonio is off. He got injured. However, he was able to walk. However, in these kind of situations, even though he's recovered by the pitch, when he has this kind of dizziness, more important than the game was the physical state of Antonio Silva. He did send us a sign. So it's not dramatic because it's a position that we have good players to come on and play, such as Tomás Araújo. So that would not be major issues to recover. And I don't even think that we can say that Antonio Silva is injured. What was the other question? About... Yeah. Oh, we think I'm more comfortable to play in these kind of games. Well, the other day I said an expression. And I think it was something like, we are not a team that with great presence, great dimension in the box. Maybe when we play versus team who are always at the back deep, Benfica is more used to have the ball, circulation of the ball. Benfica is a team that always search for solutions. Maybe I can say it that way. However, today we were very solid defensive-wise, very balanced. We did not give Chelsea many chances to go in counter-attacks. Maybe I would say 3 or 4 dangerous. And Chelsea, of course, has better players than Gil Vicente. Chelsea didn't manage to create much dangerous situations because we were balanced. Maybe I would say it's because of that. Thinking about the Champions League, I think it's a positive sign. When you, for the next couple of games, to go to Newcastle, Amsterdam, and even Juventus, to think that we can reach points and to compensate the 3 points that we lost, especially in Karabakh. Thank you.
Very much for talking to us.
My pleasure.
Let's not talk too much about the game, but more about the occasion, you coming back here to Stamford Bridge. How is that for you?
You played many years in England, you know how it is. People in UK, they have this culture. They don't forget the people that give them happiness. And it happened when I came here with United, when I came here with Inter, it happened. I was waiting for the same. I think when you go to Old Trafford, it's not different. It's their culture, and of course in the game, my focus was the game and try to help the boys. But of course, I listened to it, and I had to.
Yeah, I saw that.
I had to,
after 2 minutes,
say
you were
thanks
like,
to the guys.
Yeah, and. You know, your next game is here in England as well. There's another connection to how it all started for you because you go to Newcastle, obviously Bobby Robson's club.
Yeah.
That's going to be another emotional return to English football for you.
It is. I never worked for the club, but the club Up there, they know how much I love and how much respect I have for them. I learned that love from Mr. Robson. I played so many times at St. James. Didn't win many times, to be honest. Between matches, and he knows because he worked with me. One of my strengths, if I can say that, is on the pitch. Is by training. We don't have time for that. I found when a team change coach mid-season or beginning of season in this case, it's because things are not good. If the things are good, the coach keeps going. So some difficulties, also a period of big pressure for the players because it's an election period in the club with elections in 1 month with 5 different candidates. It's kind of almost a political campaign, and the players they cannot escape from that. So domestically, they feel this pressure. Coming to this match today, I just told them, a defeat is always a defeat, but there are defeats and defeats. And this one, I think, is a defeat that must be a base for them because they had a stable performances. We didn't have many problems, and I think we could come out of here perfectly with a draw, which would be a positive point for us.
Well, the guys were noticing about the number of chances, Joe, that you guys had.
Yeah, I thought the team played very well, and there's lots of good signs here. We're just going through early on in the game as well. You hit the post. There was movement. I thought you were setting traps, but you didn't look like it was 4 games into your campaign. It looked like a Jose Mourinho team. There were signs, right?
Yeah, we were organised. We studied, of course, well. Chelsea, I think we coped very well with the designs they put on the pitch, the building with the 3, the right back coming inside, and Cucurella, the position, sometimes wide, sometimes inside, lots of people between the lines. I think we coped very well with that. We defended zonally very well. Then a difficult moment of 3 midfielders with a yellow card in a match with a lot of transitions because they are very fast. When they recover the ball, they are very fast in transitions. And we cope very well with that. Then we have to score a goal. I think we did enough to score a goal. And then there's a little bit of a problem for me on the bench, which is I feel that I want to bring new energy. I feel that I want to bring new people. I saw, for example, Malo Gusto already going down, also the centre-back. And then I put new energy, but the new energy has enough quality, has the same quality of the guys that I take out of the team, and that creates me a little bit of a doubt. But I think the problem is not this defeat. The problem is the defeat at home against Karabakh, because today we should have, even with this defeat, we should have 3 points, and now we must steal points somewhere. I think today we did enough to get 1 point, but was not possible.
Yeah, to be fair, we were watching it. We thought you played really well. You know, you don't normally come to the bridge and get chances like that in the first 20 minutes. If anything, their goal came against the run of play. So I think, obviously, for these guys, it was just missing that goal, really, to make it a good away performance.
Yeah, missed the goal. I think this team is a team that is building confidence. And, of course, to come here to concede, you could lose balance. You could lose emotional control. You could think tactically, I'm not well, and we are going to change and then destroy everything. They kept stable. They played their game. We tried. It's not enough, but as a coach that arrived 10 days ago, it's a positive feeling. Next 2 matches, Porto away, Newcastle away. But this is what it is, and I was telling the guys, Chelsea is better than Porto. So if we manage to come here and to play this way, we have to be positive.
But that's a good blueprint probably for those games, isn't it? You know, defended really well, and actually Sudakov, Luka Bacchio Pavlidis, they looked good.
Yeah, and Luka Bacchio, as I was telling in the Portuguese press, he has no gasoline for 90, not even for 60. He just arrived from Sevilla. He was injured, no preseason, no nothing. He played the first time, the last match, 60 minutes. And it's not easy to play Cucurella because Cucurella demands attention from you when he comes inside, when he goes outside. The boys did okay.
Yeah.
Why is it okay?
Jose, thank you.
Thanks
we'll
so
see.
much.
We'll see you at St
Good to
James's
see you.
Park. Great to see
And
you
your
as
agent,
well.
don't forget.
nice.
Yeah, 10%.
Why does it?
Shalom. Good to see you, Owen.
Nice to see you. All the best.
I told
you
you
know,
Costa.
I blame
about the
Joe
game.
Cole for that one.
Oh, did you? Yeah.
Yeah, and he told was.
I swapped shirts with him. Remember?
He says that it was his best game in the Champions League for Milan.
Really? Well, that makes me feel a lot better, actually.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jose. We'll see you later. We get to see Jose at St James's Park against Newcastle next in the Champions League. How embarrassing is that when you go for a handshake and they go for Joe? He goes for his little Joey first. I love that he came out and spoke to us. And look, if we had more time with him, the chance for Jose to be back in the Champions League, and even though it's a loss.
I mean, he's box office. It's great to have him back in football. And I wanted to ask him about, he sort of alluded to it, about when you're coming into a club, you know, not in pre-season, you've got plans. You've probably spoke to the sporting director. He's coming in cold. He's got game, Porto, Chelsea. So he just needs to get through this spell and get through, you know, maybe nick a big result. Like beating Porto at the weekend would be massive.
Yeah.
So he just needs to get it. But I'd love to have asked him about that. What's the difference between coming in now and coming in at the start of pre-season?
Yeah. Look, we're going to hear from another manager after the break as well, Maresca. And
did you have to work as a team to grind that out to secure the victory?
Like I said before the game, we knew the difficulties that we had in the first game. We tried to work hard since that to manage some moments of the game. And I think today was the resilience of the team that came through, and we did a very good game. I think in the end we could have controlled a bit more with the quality that we have, but we are really happy with the results.
Was it important, particularly after that defeat against Bayern Munich in the first match, to show that this Chelsea team can compete at this level?
Yeah, of course. It's a tough team to face at home. We knew that we had to work hard today. I think the team really did it well. We learned a lot, like I said to you before the match, from the first game, and we are really happy.
It was a great ball to pick out Garnacho for the goal. Is that move something that you've been working on?
Yeah, I always try to improve, to do the best for the team, and I think today to work out, and we are really happy.
How important did it feel as well to keep a clean sheet tonight, because they've been hard to come by for the team this season?
It's really important. I think if we could always get clean sheets for us, it's like closer to get the win, and I think today we did a really good job on that.
Does this win also feel massive for you as a group ahead of Liverpool coming here on Saturday ahead of the international break?
Of course, a win of this competition, like I say, we showed what we can do. I think we can do even much better, and we are ready to play against them and win the game.
Well done tonight.
Thank you very much.
Listen, it was João Pedro. He was rash. He come on straight away with the elbow. Then he had another instant where I thought he was actually quite lucky. And then he didn't catch him. But any time your boot is that high, you know, but it's at panic stations of the game, you know, and the boys done really well to see it out. And I think Adam and Ali said it in comms. When you manage games like that at this level, and Benfica were pushing, and you get over the line and get the 3 points, it gives you confidence. But it's a little disciplinary thing. But overall, the boys done great.
Jose Mourinho as well, not the return that he would have wanted.
Do you know what? I think he'd be proud of his team. I thought the way they played, obviously, they had a huge amount of support in this corner. And I actually thought they played really well. I thought they had big chances of the game. I think he'll be thinking they probably deserved a point from the game.
Right, guys, the Goal Show Extra is going to be wrapping up all the goals very, very soon as well. But we have a very important documentary to show you tonight as well on TNT Sport. OK, so a good night in West London for Chelsea in the end of the Champions League, a 1-0 win over Benfica. Let's take you through everything that happened in this match and the highs and lows of this team. We'll start with the goal, the only goal in this game, which Garnacho got himself into a good position for. It actually went down as an own goal, Joe.
Yeah, it's an own goal. So this is about Neto here. He sizes him up, cups inside, and when you're floating this ball in, it's important to get it flat. It gives Garnacho something to have. Great timing from Garnacho, and it's a wonderful look. As he's coming inside Hero, you can't loop that ball. He puts it in flat, and listen, Rios makes a mess of it, but you credit Neto and Garnacho for doing the right things.
To be fair, the right back overcut a couple of times.
Yeah.
But when you play on the opposite side, that's exactly what your winger needs to do. Any young kid, when the ball's on the side, get on the end of it. And to be fair, Garnacho, if he takes a touch, that's dead. He squares it straight across and then puts Rios in all kinds of trouble.
Pedro Neto was just had a great night, was doing all the sorts of things that they needed.
Yeah, I mean, he's been an unsung hero, Laura. He's consistent. He's there throughout the game. He's not one of them players that goes missing for minutes in games. He's powerful. He can run behind. He's got good movement. He can go on the outside like he does there. He's got good delivery. You know, and he's one of them players you put on the pitch and you're not worried about. You know he's ready for the battle. You know, he's not going to have one of them days where he's a bit wishy-washy. You know, he's going to score goals. And I think he's really come into his own in a Chelsea shirt.
Yeah, do you think I like about him, Joe? You know, wingers often, they tend to like play with almost too much risk. He never wastes the ball. You know what I mean? Everything is with quality. Everything is his touches, his passes, his finishing, everything. You know, he never turns it over, which I think is a huge compliment to any winger. I mean, how he didn't get man of the match, I'll never know, because he was the best player on the pitch.
But I think he suffered from that. Cole Palmer attracts the eye, you know, and then Esteval, he is Mr. Consistent for Chelsea, gets the job done. And he's one of them that the manager, you can play him away from home at the new camp, and he's going to do a job for you. You can play him at home, and he'll open people up as well.
How did you rate Moises Caicedo's night then?
I thought he was outstanding. Me and Owen, you know, every time we watch him, we're blown away. But he was just pickpocketing people, you know, which does happen in London, unfortunately, Mr. Khan. But Caicedo was just, you know, they could not move. He was nicking it off them. He was finding passes. He was brilliant, wasn't he?
Yeah, the best part of the game was all the Benfica players checking the shoulder, looking for him. And every time, look, he just popped up out of nowhere, just nicked it off everyone. I mean, he was just brilliant. Out of possession, he's probably the best in the world. He literally nicks it off everyone. But the thing was, in possession, he didn't miss a pass. That one I loved.
Oh, yes. It was getting to the point where the Benfica midfielders were receiving the ball and they were petrified. They was looking around because he was everywhere.
Hopefully he's not there again.
Yeah, you know, you played in midfield. I remember playing against players like Makelele when he played, and players like that. And you just look around, is there 4 of them playing tonight? That's what he looks like. He was absolutely brilliant.
And again, bringing the best out of Enzo as well.
Yeah, I mean, those guys help Enzo get more touches, more reps, get you know, more assists and more goals. That's why it's important they have a guy like Caicedo. But I love that midfield. If you've got Caicedo and Enzo and then Cole Palmer to go in there, that 3 is, I mean, that's for a decade.
Do you know what it's like when Makelele come to the club with Frank? And you saw Frank thinking, I like this. I can go. You
and
know,
JT liked it as well because he was in front of JT. Wasn't
he? So like, you know, when you got a player like that in the midfield, and I liked it because Makelele would find you. He was like this little. He just put everything together. And Caicedo's got a little bit like that, you know. So you make sure he's fit, make sure he gets a massage before yourself. Yeah, because he's so important for the club.
Yeah. Can I talk to you guys about discipline? We spoke about it before the game even kicked off, these red cards that keep coming for Chelsea, and then we see another one tonight. João Pedro, let's have a look. It was a second yellow in the end that got him sent off, but this first yellow came after he was on the pitch for 1 minute.
Yeah,
you think it's harsh?
I think it's harsh, but if you look at the referee's position, he's jumped up, right? There's arms flailing. He's hit him on the shoulder, but if you look at the referee's angle, it's, you know, the Benfica bench is there, and he, you know, but that for me is just. That's a lack of intelligence. Like you believe it or not, you do have a split second there to just pull your leg. Well, not that's unfair. Not lack of intelligence. He just had a moment where he's rash. Again, young players, it's going to happen. You have to do that in your career. Get sent off to know. You know what I mean? You have to touch the fire to know it gets burned, and hopefully he learns from that. But he was unlucky with the first one, though.
Yeah, I think he was. I mean, to be fair, he's Brazilian on the second one. He wants to bring it down, doesn't he?
Yeah.
You know, but sometimes at that moment, if you know you've already got yellow, you can't be doing that. You know, that ball's just gone. But again, I think for the manager, 3 and 4.
3 and 4.
3 and 4 games.
Yeah.
You can't win games at this level. You know, they did well actually to come away with 3 points. And especially players like him, he's such a fabulous player. You know, he's irreplaceable in this Chelsea team. They need him out there.
Well, Enzo Maresca obviously is quite frustrated previously with the red cards. Let's see what he thought of the overall performance from his Chelsea side tonight. He's been speaking with Jules.
So congratulations on your first Champions League win. What did you make of your team's performance tonight?
The effort was very good. The first half, I think, we were much better compared to the second half. The way we managed the ball, the way we create some chances, we scored the goal. And then second half, for different reasons, we dropped a little bit, but then the effort from the team was very, very good.
It's your first clean sheet in 6 matches. How big does that feel, particularly with the injury issues you've had?
Yeah, absolutely. In the last 2-3 games, for different reasons, we conceded 2-3 goals. It's not possible. We need to be very good defensively in the way we have been for most part of last season. And yeah, with clean sheet and 3 points, it's a nice feeling.
Alejandro Garnacho's cross forced the own goal, which got you the win in the end. What have you been asking of him to do when he's played for you?
And also, not only on the ball, I think defensively he was very good. The way he pressed, And then in the last third, he has freedom to go 1v1 when he decide and arrive in the box. That is important because it's from there that we score goals. And the same was Git in second half.
One of the negatives from this evening, another red card. It's a third red card in 4 games. I know you've just had a quick look at the replay for what was João Pedro's second booking. What do you make of it?
Well, the good thing is that we are improving. Now we can win with 10 players, so compare. No, I think he didn't touch the second yellow card. He didn't touch, but probably the dynamic, of the foul, it's a dangerous one, and they give him red card.
On a serious note, what kind of issues does this give you up front? Because, of course, Liam Delap is also still out injured until November.
Yeah, we have Gil, we have Tariq. We know that they are very young, but we trust them, and they can have a good chance in that game.
From what you saw tonight, was this an improvement of what you saw in the first Champions League game?
No, I think Bayern Munich away, we lost, but I think the team was good. We play face-to-face against a team that in the last 5, 6, 7 years is always quarter-final, semi-final or final of Champions League. And for us, it's a journey that starts this season, and hopefully game after game we can get better.
Okay, well, look, at least he sees the funny side of the red card, doesn't he? He's got some humour in that situation, Joe. He kind of needs it at the moment.
Yeah, you need it. Well, I think he's got a fair point. It was a little bit harsh, but onwards and upwards, and Liverpool coming at the weekend is going to be massive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he nailed it. They improved on the Bayern Munich performance, and obviously they got a huge game on the weekend. So I think he'll be delighted that this young team came through against a tough side, especially with Jose coming back to Stamford Bridge.
And perhaps we don't give them enough credit for the fact that they're dealing with a number of injuries and things will change, and they probably missed Cole Palmer massively tonight. Anyway, got to stop you there.
Yep.
Enzo, first of all, congratulations. How pleased were you with the win and the performance tonight?
Thank you. Really, really happy. First of all, because we need that. Second, for the effort of the players. Sometimes you need to learn also to win games for part of the game in an ugly way. I think first half we were good, controlled the game, we score, we create chances, we didn't concede nothing. And then second half, for different reasons, we dropped a little bit, but the way we suffer, and it was important to win the game.
You said pre-match that you were going in with players not at 100%. Was that half the battle today?
Yeah. I just said also that we have 6, 7, 8 players out. The ones that they play, not all of them 100%. So we need extra motivation, and that's why it was so important to win tonight.
We spoke to Benoit earlier as well. His first start since the Club World Cup in June. How pleased were you with the way he adapted?
Yeah, he was very good, very, very good. We trust Benoit. Unfortunately, he has been injured. Also was, first game for Garnacho from the starting 11. Facundo Buonanotte, probably his first game in Champions League. So that's why, for many reasons, it was so important to win tonight.
A word on one of your more experienced, players in Marc Cucurella. He was everywhere tonight. Can you talk us through his performance?
Yeah, Marc was everywhere, Moi was everywhere, Enzo was everywhere. I think all of them, they did a fantastic game. Trev was very good, Benoit was very good. So now focus on Saturday, that is important.
Exactly. Big games keep on coming. I wanted to ask you about Enzo as well. He started every game for you this season. How much is he growing into his role, his position in this team?
Yeah, last year at the beginning of the season he struggled a little bit with us. I think this season at the beginning also struggled a little bit, probably because he needs a little bit games to be better and better physicality. But for us, it's one of the leader, one of the captain. He's playing every game, he's doing well, and this is what we need from him.
And finally, just how important was a win here at the Bridge tonight? Because as you already said, another huge game with Liverpool at the weekend.
Oh, yeah, it was Champions League game. Our debut at home, Champions League. After, 3 seasons that we were not playing Champions League with our fans. We suffer all together because we like to give them, wins 2-0, 3-0. But it's not always possible. We kept the clean sheet, so we were very happy. Now focus on Saturday that we need the stadium, we need the fans behind the team because it's an extra effort.
Benoit, first of all, congratulations, big win. How impressed were you with the performance tonight?
Thank you, first of all. It was a tough game against a good opponent, and we are happy with the win because it was, like I said, a tough game. And, we suffered, but we win the game, so it's the most important thing tonight.
Was it the type of game you were expecting from Benfica tonight?
Of course. We played against them in Club World Cup, and we knew that they were a good team, especially now with Jose Mourinho. So, it was a tough game, but we are happy with the win.
I think that was the last game you started back in June, so how was it for you today? How are the legs?
Yeah, I'm a bit tired now, but I'm really happy to get back with the team. with the win, and I'm really happy.
You've had to be so patient, haven't you, in the road to recovery and getting back?
Yeah. It's been 3 long months, so now I really enjoy the win in the championship.
You look comfortable though, especially on the ball, the style of play that we're used to from you.
Yeah. I try to stay like I'm always, just to be calm, to help the team, my teammate, and try to win the game.
And how long do you think it will take you to get back to 100%, having played, 80 minutes tonight?
I don't know, to be honest. We will see after game. Yeah, let's see.
How important was it to get a win tonight? Because it's been a difficult week or so, hasn't it?
Yeah, of course. It's been a tough week with 2 losses. So, yeah, we're happy to get the win tonight, and we will recover to try to win again on Saturday.
And the atmosphere tonight was very good. How big a role did the fans have?
Yeah, we know that the fans were going to be crazy tonight, so we are really enjoying the game tonight with them, and we're happy with them.
And you mentioned it briefly, it's a big one at the weekend as Liverpool come to the Bridge on Saturday night. How do you prepare for that after a long night tonight?
I think first of all we need to recover from this game, and then when the time will come, we'll prepare the game on Saturday.
You know what this is? This, my dear friends, is a symbol for success. This is how it's done. 10 men Chelsea beat Benfica in a tactical masterclass. That is how you win with 10 men. That is how you defend with 10 men. Clean sheet. No panicking with the substitutions after the red card. Just pure professionalism, maturity, and quality. Chelsea 1, Benfica 0. Beautiful. How'd you like them apples? Beautiful. I'm proud. We have managed, even when we're winning, even when we're running away to the finish line, finally at last, a win. I'll take this win, by the way, any way I can get it. I said it earlier this morning, all you can eat Chelsea. I don't care how we win, just win. We're not going to get glowing, great performances before the international break, not with the injuries, not with the form, not with the confidence levels, not with the heat on the manager, not with the circumstances, and also with rotation with this lineup, which we'll get to discussing. It's all about the result. It's all about winning the match. I said it on the watch along. When you're bleeding out, just do the stitches. Just get the stitches done. It doesn't have to look pretty. Yeah, it doesn't need to be fancy. We're bleeding out. The patient is bleeding. Save his life. Save her life. Worry about the aesthetics afterwards. So, job done. Job done. It was an own goal. I'm giving the assist to Garnacho. I don't care what any of you say. This is coming from me. Because a lot of you told me it doesn't count. I saw a sofa score. No plug. No ad. It doesn't count. I saw there's no assist by his name. I'm giving him the assist. 007 is over. Garnacho, congratulations, you contributed, you got an assist. If you don't put that ball into the box, that goal doesn't happen. So I don't know what this woke nonsense is. It's not an assist, but it is an assist. He assisted the goal. That's all I know. That's all I care about. Big up to you, Alejandro. So, Chelsea 1, Benfica 0. Let's get cracking. Team sheet goes out and there's some concern. And correctly, rightly so, because what we saw on the pitch was exactly why we would have been concerned with Tyreek George playing up front. I'm not going to say it's like playing with 10 men in the same way as when Nkunku played up there and didn't really necessarily care, didn't necessarily play with any effort. But it is still reminiscent of some form of 10 men because he's not involved, he's not engaged. Not entirely his fault. In fact, he doesn't play up front. He's not a striker. So he doesn't know the role and he can't really hold up and link up play because he hasn't got the physicality. And then his press is kind of half-baked because he's not explosive. He's not the quickest across the ground. So he's kind of playing up there. For what reason, I do not know. Gu is in the gulag. We now have decided as a community to call it the gulag. So everybody comment in below the gulag. Call it the gulag in the comments. Comment below the gulag. Because he's lost. He's in prison. He's locked up, and they won't let him out. I don't know what Gu has done to Maresca. This is coming from me. I am not a Gu glazer. I am not a flag flyer for the player that I believe should be out on loan, getting regular game time, getting regular goals, and getting his stock up with the confidence. But he's here now. So can we just see him? Because at this point, João Pedro is suspended now, and he had a knock coming into this game. So whether you like it or not, you're going to have to use him. Even if it's against every fibre of your being, Maresca, you're going to have to use him. So you can run as fast as you can, but Gu will catch you, the gingerbread man. You know what I'm saying? That's what I have to say. It's crazy at this point, but it is what it is. So that's the only thing is George was not really that involved, and that's a shame because I feel like with Gu, there's an aerial presence. There's probably better movement as a forward because he's a striker, and there's more of a box presence in terms of cutbacks for Garnacho. Garnacho is making cutbacks. Neto is making crosses into the box in this game. Couple of really good crosses. Obviously, the cross for Garnacho to lead to the goal, and also the cross that was beautifully whipped in, and it just couldn't quite, I think João Pedro ends up clashing with the goalkeeper. Enzo Fernandez is just behind. We couldn't quite make that stick. But entirely on the whole, the first half, it was even-ish. I feel like the beginning, Benfica had the better chances. As the game went on, we got better and better. Then we started to have better chances. Benfica certainly had good chances. There was definitely a feeling around the place that first 15, 20 minutes, Benfica could have had a goal or two. They had a couple of moments. They're getting into our box. Really last-ditch challenges are having to go in. Fair play to Chalobah. Makes a massive tackle. Makes a massive, massive tackle in this game to stop a cutback from turning into potentially a tap-in. I thought Badiashile was very good today in defence. We needed that kind of performance. Something to steady the ship. Someone to be aerially dominant. It wasn't like Benfica possessed the most quality in the final third. They didn't give us the level of potential final third problems that Liverpool may do on the weekend with the Isaks rested. The Salah's not playing. I know they lost tonight. So it's not like as if this was the creme de la creme to perform against, but you play what's in front of you, and I think the two centre-backs did very well. Cucurella, he got better as the game went on. There's a couple instances, 1v1, where he got cooked and the cutbacks are coming in. I think that's where Chalobah's block comes from, actually. But as the game goes on, he starts to get gritty, he gets tenacious, he wins his duels. The right-hand side now, Gusto, very shaky again in terms of every attack almost is coming down his side, constantly going down there. They clearly see him as a weakness. He's not touch tight to people. He doesn't know whether to stay or whether to go. He's caught in no man's land quite a lot. The reverse passes are getting past him. It's not great over there. And Reece James comes on with 10 minutes time to kind of lock things up. So Gusto is concerning me because whatever we can say about Maresca going forward with him in terms of half spaces and not letting him be a flying fullback like against PSG and putting him into midfield inverting, defensively, he's also not been as good as he was in his debut season, and that needs to change. I didn't really remember having to think about him so much as I am now on a 1v1 defensively. He just needs to lock in. He just needs to stay concentrated because right now, he's moving like Ramsdale. It's like he needs to fight with the fans to stay focused, and it's like, bro, this is football. It don't work like that. So he needs to fix up there. Midfield, Caicedo, very good as always. He's a consistent guy now. In this team, Caicedo, you know exactly what you're going to get. Baseline level performances, minimum 7.5, 8 out of 10, consistently, constantly. Great to see. Obviously, he came in with a knock as well, so it's a bit of a risk. Lavia wasn't fit to start. I guess he didn't have the energy in the tank to contribute. That's the game you play with Lavia at this point. You don't know what he can do and what he's capable of doing minutes-wise. Enzo plays again. Santos not on the bench, so I'm assuming, again, that knock is different for him. Buonanotte in the 10, he's a good player. Garnacho on the left, it was a decent performance. Much more to do, but baseline foundations, decent start. We can build from here. That's what I'm going to say. Neto, decent, good, some good crosses, some good moments, some nice shots. Again, we need more. These three, in that first half, what I found, I didn't have any real individual brilliance. I didn't have anyone that could take this game by the scruff of the neck and say, this is my match. This is my time. When I receive the ball, I will control, I will alt, twist, and I will delete opposition players. I will take people out of the game. This became too 11v11 for my liking, which is exactly what it was until João Pedro got sent off. It was too much man for man. And you guys would have seen it in the last few games. Man-to-man press, man-to-man, people know how to deal with us, they know how to sort us out off the ball. We don't have players in this starting 11, in this attack, in that front four, that could say, 1v1 isn't going to work with me because you need two. Because if you don't double up with me, I'm going to kill you. And we didn't have that. So what we had was ball to feet. side to side, run. Garnacho and Neto are very similar dribblers. I would even do a demonstration if you wish. You didn't ask, but you're going to get. Receive. Receive. Come on. Where's the flair? Esteval comes on. I get flair. I get a little bit more, feng shui. I get a bit of Brazilian magic. João Pedro comes on. He receives in the half space. I just get a little bit more flair. I get a little bit more attitude. I get a little bit more personality. This is what we've purchased. This is why there's a cap, unfortunately, in my opinion, to what these two wingers can do. There's more to come from them, hopefully. I'm not trying to draw them out. But when you're playing against a team like Benfica and you're Chelsea, these are the positions on the pitch that elevate the team to take it to that next level, to make it a clear distinction between you and the opposition. Because we've got absolute star, top-tier quality, and you don't. So when we do receive the ball in the wing, we will delete you, go past you, start to combine, connect with others, 1-2s, the crowd get off their feet. If Buonanotte is in the 10, receiving in the half space, I will nutmeg you. I will twist you like a pretzel. I will put you on the floor, and then life changes. Cole Palmer's, right? So that's why these positions in these matches, and this is why the manager potentially, people do talk about, positional play. He was asked about it the other day. Why doesn't he give freedom? Players like Pedro Neto and Garnacho, they don't deserve freedom. They don't really deserve freedom, because with the freedom they would be given, they wouldn't be capable of running a game. So they are limited to what they can do. So that's no problem. It is what it is. We have them. But we need to start having at least one person, and that will have to be Esteval, even though he's very young, that deserves the freedom that we're craving from Maresca to give in this system. Because we do talk about positional play. I made the reference with Sarri and Hazard, all those years ago in 2019. Hazard's best output season was under Sarri, but he deserved the freedom that Sarri gave him. So when someone's that much of a talent, that much of a baller, big time baller, you have to give them that freedom outside of the system to excel. The same freedom that Maresca has verbally said that Cole Palmer has. So that's what I felt like we lacked in the first half. It was just a bit pedestrian, a bit static, a bit predictable at times, because we can't really interchange between Buonanotte and Neto and Garnacho, because the wingers can't come into the 10. We know Palmer can float between 10 and wide. We know Hazard used to float between 10 and wide. Esteval float between 10 and wide. So it keeps things unpredictable. Interchange, movement. This was a little bit like more rigid, and maybe that's why. So that's what I'm saying with the manager is, with those players that he decided to play, it wasn't necessarily going to be a beautiful performance. We just needed a result. That's what we got. I don't get the Guy situation. Like I said earlier, maybe they have beef behind the scenes. I'm joking. I don't know what's going on. But all I do know is that someone made it very clear to me in the Super Chats that Guy, if he plays for Chelsea, then he can't go out on loan in January, because then he would have to play for 3 clubs. He's already played for Sunderland, Chelsea. You can't play for a 3rd club. I personally would not prioritise a January loan over points on the board and potential options in the forward line when Delap's injured. Because what was the point of recalling someone if you're not going to play them because you're letting them loan on January? I don't get that. So maybe Guy's really not going to play, guys, until it's an emergency situation. So João Pedro is out for the next Champions League game. I think it's Ajax. George will probably still start, but then if George was to get injured, then Guy might play, and then we would sacrifice the loan. Maybe that's what's going to happen. They might want to loan him to Strasbourg and bring Amiga 3, the striker over there, into this Chelsea situation early, and then you go from there with him as your other forward. I don't know. But yeah, on the whole, good substitutions. I felt like the manager did want to get that second goal. I felt like he did try with João Pedro coming on, Esteval coming on into the 10. Gittins came on. I thought Gittins was very, very underwhelming. Very, very bland. Not really moving me, not really taking me to new places, new heights. What can we do? 55 million. I can't go at the kid. He's not worth 55 million. We all kind of said we need 35s, kind of max 40 in the negotiation. He's not a 55 million pound player. I can't get angry at him for not being ready. He didn't purchase himself. When you spend 55 million pound on a player and that's what you're getting off the bench against Benfica, it is a little bit concerning, because it's fucking raw. It's fucking raw. It's raw. It's raw. It's raw. And for me, it's like, what do we do here? Because, I mean, Garnacho is clearly ahead of him in the pecking order, so there's no doubt about that. Neto, Esteval will continue to fight out on the other side, so you just need to keep people fit. But he's third choice left winger right now. He's behind Neto, he's behind Garnacho. It's not great for that amount of money. So, yeah, you know what I think already. You know my feelings towards the directors. I think it's ridiculous that you have that amount of money spent on a player that really we can't even look to because he's clearly not ready. And he showed that when he came on. You know, even though Garnacho has a lot more to do to improve, the clear difference between the two players is there. We can see it. The off-the-ball movement, for one. You know, that goal that we scored doesn't happen with Gittins on the pitch. He just doesn't make that run with that intensity, with that thought process, the same way Garnacho does. We've seen the off-the-ball movement against Lincoln for Gittins. It wasn't great. So, not good in that respect off the bench. But apart from that, job done. Wasn't pretty, wasn't glitz and glamour. You know, probably maybe could have tested the keeper a bit more. We had to rely on a few big blocks, and Sanchez had a couple good saves as well. He made some important saves off the post. He tipped one on, so rode our luck a little bit. But I think on the balance, we slightly deserved it. I don't know. I haven't checked the XG and there's a stacks and the field tilts, but I feel like we deserve it. So I'm going to say it. I'll take it. I don't really care if we deserved it anyway. I'll be real. I just want to win the game. We won the game. Job done. We move to the next. Like I said, in surgery, it's just about stitching up the team right now. Not really trying to make things look pretty. We're bleeding to death. Today, we stop the bleeding. We go on to Liverpool. Liverpool lost to Galatasaray. Does that really change the narrative going into the game? I don't really know, because obviously Liverpool might just be angrier now, but they have a few injuries. Obviously, no one wishes for that, but, you know, that is the circumstance that they're going to have to make some changes. So, look, that's what the situation is. We've won the game. That's really important. Champions League night in front of Jose Mourinho. You get points on the board. We're going for automatic qualification and bit more of a, hopefully, foundation to build from going on into the weekend, then international break, get some players back, and then go again and try to get out of this funk that we were in and need to get out of, you know. So, happy days. I can't really complain. You know, we won, so that's all we need. Clean sheet, good for the defence, good defensive moments and big moments for defenders that, you know, blocks and interceptions, good for the confidence. So, happy days, lads. What can we say? Comment Gulag in the comments, and I'll see you guys for the watch along tomorrow. Barcelona versus PSG in a bit, people. Peace. Come on.